We're here at Comic-Con 2017. I'm here with François Chau, who you might recognize from The Expanse, Lost, and other projects. François, thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about Lost first.
Okay.
Pop culture phenomenon.
Right.
You got to be a part of it a little early on, and then you got more of a leading role towards the end of the series.
Yeah, when I started it was actually just supposed to be that one shot of the orientation film. And then they called back and said, hey, we're going to do some more films. And I said, okay, sure. And then they kept calling. And then I said, hey, okay, I'll go to Hawaii and film this. So, yeah, it turned out to be pretty great gig.
You seem to have all the answers on Lost.
See, the word there is seem, because people would come up and ask me, in episode, blah, 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 when this happened, what is that? And I just, my face goes blank because I'm like, I don't know.
But was it fun playing a character who seemed to at least have a better idea what was going on than anyone else in the show?
Yeah, it was actually, it was fun, but it was also a little strange because the way it was written, you only saw the little snippets, and the character was sort of just kind of straightforward, kind of weirdly creepy in a strange way. And as it went along, I wouldn't really know. I sort of discovered the character myself as it went along, and then as it got more and more, I kept going, "Wow, how come this character is such a jerk?" I didn't realize that, and then by that time it was too late to do anything about it. But yeah, it was interesting.
How was it working with the cast in a more full-time capacity?
It was great. I did, the stuff I did in the 70s, I guess, with most of the stuff I did with Jorge and Ken, who turns out to be my son.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Sorry. It was great. I every time I'm in the same city with Jorge now, we get together and like every maybe once a year or every couple months or wherever. And catch up and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good.
So other than Lost, you're working on The Expanse right now for
Right.
sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that experience and maybe some of the personal highlights so far?
It's been great. It's we're just starting our third season. So and actually I'm going back up to Toronto next week to start shooting. It's amazing how I watch and I go, man, how advanced and the technology has become that you just watch it and you go, wow, this is really, really amazing effects that they can get on there. And they really spend a lot of time and make sure that everything is the way, they say it's science fiction, but this show is sort of more like, this is really, the technology is what's going to be. It's kind of based on science right now. Mm-hmm. So there's no, there's like no laser guns and this and that. It might be in the future, but not in this show. And the people I've worked with have been amazing. I love working with. Most of my scenes have been with. So far, has been with Shore Agarashlu, who plays Avasarala, and she's amazing.
So we've talked about the future. We've talked about the 70s.
Right.
Can we flash back to the late 80s, early 90s to talk about your Ninja Turtles experience?
Yeah. I'm still amazed at how it's held up. When I did it back then, right afterwards, like kids would look at me, they go, oh, it's him. And I would go, wow, how do you, I'm like this most of the time, right? So how do you even know who I am? How do you recognize it? And they go, oh, no, we know it's you, kind of thing. So it was a blast. It was a blast.
Are there any other projects you're working on right now that you'd like to mention?
Sure. Well, except for The Expanse, right now, and I think there's a big presence here at this year's Comic-Con is The Tick.
Yes.
Which is going to be, I think, sometime in August is going to start streaming. And that was a blast to do.
Who are you playing in that?
I play, for fans of The Tick, the character of Arthur, who turns out to be the Tick's going to be the Tick's sidekick, kind of. I play his stepdad, because if you watch the pilot, his real dad gets killed by the Terror, and that's why that's what starts the whole journey for Arthur, trying to find out what's going on. And it might be like maybe one of my favorite roles, because I do like on the Expanse and other stuff. I'm pretty much the bad guy. In the Tick, I'm just sort of this kind of dorky, fuddy-duddy guy.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for more exclusive coverage at Comics Online.
From leaping tall buildings to going off like gamma bombs. Switch your internet browser to ComicsOnline.com.